Yeah, I just wanted to talk about weaknesses. Um, if you look at weaknesses in general, whether it's an army, an air force, a navy, an animal, um, two boxers, right, or two fighters, it's not really common sense to attack somebody on their strength, unless that's very advanced strategy to fake that, then attack the weakness. You see, but usually um, an enemy will attack you on your weakness. You see, so in the end, it's very good to work our strengths. We always have to work the strengths, right? But we also should bring up the weaknesses. Now, many of us, we have different weaknesses, right? If you want to just look at the physical body, we can see some people have weaknesses in triceps, some people have weaknesses in shoulder development, some people it's inside chest, some people it's lower chest, some people it's abs, right? Other people it's glutes that don't fire properly, other people it's grip. So in the end, training these things with a special focus and a special intensity on the side can add to your overall game, you see. So you can work the grip separately on a particular day. Let's say you're deadlifting on Thursday and you work the grip on Sunday or Monday, you see. It gives it good time to recover, to be ready to actually be just that little bit stronger. The more you do it, the stronger you get. Same thing with maybe the tricep. You want to use it in the bench. You can train it. You train bench on Tuesday, maybe you train it on Friday or something. Just an example, right? Or after the bench, But all these things, overall, the tricep will help you with a stronger tricep. It'll help you in the bench press a lot, right? A stronger bicep will help you also in the bench press, and as a stability in many different exercises, deadlift, squatting, right? But the problem what we have today is that people just work on the cosmetic muscles, generally speaking, right? Or only work the exercises that they like to work, right? Sometimes a weakness can be your technique, and no one ever practices their technique, you see? Many times when there's a lot of pressure, your technique has to be automatic. So if you never really practiced it, then your automatic might be out of the right way of doing it. So it would be good to practice that if your technique is a weakness. Practice your technique, feel the movement, see yourself. See when the weight is coming up at its easiest. Whenever you're lifting weights, you always want to have the path of least resistance. Whether it's in the bench, the deadlift, it's a power path, or the squat. You see? So this takes a lot of practice. People just sit there and one rep is easier, the next rep is like super difficult, and the next one is even, comes slow, and then the next one is not that bad. So if you had nailed all 4 reps that, in that particular power path, it would have been a lot easier. Even when it's difficult, right, you feel very confident with it because it's in that power path. You see? So that means that, okay, technique is weakness. I need to practice my technique. What kind of cues am I going to teach myself to have? How does it feel in my back when I'm having a very good bench press? Where's my head? Where are my feet? How's my glutes feeling? You see, so these things, you can't do it all in one day, but you have to practice it. And over time, you start to feel a certain way and associate the feelings with the physical things that you start doing. You see, sometimes people are not breathing properly in their reps. If you don't breathe properly and brace, your power level is reduced. You need to create intrathoracic pressure inside your abdominals, right? So there needs to be air there. That helps you to rise up, you see, and have stability in your spine. So if that's a weakness, you have to practice. You have to see, how does it feel when it feels good, right? You're not just coming to lift blindly all the time, right? Does everyone make mistakes? Yes, even seasoned pros, make mistakes in technique, for example, right? Or in not training weaknesses, right? So then they just work on strengths. But then when push comes to shove and you have to make that extra yard, or you need to cut that second off your 100 meters run, then all those little things, those little weaknesses have to be worked on. You see? So that's my advice to everybody, is that whatever your weakness is, practice it along with the strengths. And by the time you know it, when you factor in that work that you do for your weakness, it'll boost your overall abilities, no matter what it is. Maybe your weakness is talking with people. It's an example, right? So what are you going to do? You have to find a way to come out of that little shell and talk with people, right? In a certain way. You can do it on your terms, but the more you do it, the better you start getting at it, right? Maybe your weakness is not shutting up. So we can't staple your mouth, but I mean, we can do some other things, right? If you talk too much, you're letting out too much of your thinking. Sometimes you need to build that up for a lift. You need to concentrate your thinking just like you concentrate your lift. You need to concentrate your desire with your thinking with your lift, right? So if you're talking too much at a point before a lift, what's going to happen? Is you're not going to have enough steam, mental steam, emotional steam inside to be able to get that big lift. You see? Or to focus on the technique a little bit more. You see? So that's what I'm saying. Whatever the weaknesses are, whether it's mental, physical, social, academic, whatever it is, Maybe you have a problem opening your mouth. Some people have big mouth, some people small mouth. Some people have big neck, small neck. It doesn't matter. If your neck is too big, then there's nothing you can do. But anyway, learn to work on your unique weaknesses.